You know, I have, throughout my writing life, come to live by a mantra, and that is this: I do not write for an audience. I write because I need a witness. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of witness that most people would think of, a physical eyewitness, someone outside of you who could talk about what happened step by step, someone who could take the witness stand, swear on a stack of Bibles that this is how it happened. That wasn't the witness I needed. I needed something much more intrusive than that. I needed somebody who could tell the story from the inside out. I needed someone who could give context to me, to the family that raised me, specifically the women who led our family, and some still do. I needed to give context to the community in which I came to growth, both of them, St. Anne, Missouri, and East St. Louis, Illinois. I needed to talk about what formed them and how they formed me. I needed to be my own witness. And so I decided that in writing this story down, and quite frankly, a story that I never intended to tell. In fact, it started as an essay. It started as one night deciding to put down a story that I always knew was there. I hadn't forgotten it. I hadn't buried it. I had simply lived with it. And there came a night when I was tired of living with it. And so I said to myself, Goldie, do the math. Walk yourself back. And that night and through the morning of the next and the next night, this essay came to growth. And my daughter wanted to know, Mom, are you going to publish it? And after reading it again, I said, I think I have to. That story, published on the Daily Beast, was about a rape that I endured at 11 years old. When I think about how I was impacted and how the people who were by nature supposed to take care of me and how they thought best to handle the aftermath. When I think about being left with relatives to heal on my own, to roll my shoulders back, beat back my tears and keep moving. I didn't get to see a doctor. There certainly was no therapy, for young Black children in the 70s living in East St. Louis, of all places. But probably more critically, I couldn't lay my head on my mama's lap and weep. So I decided to be my own lab, to lay my head down on then 51-year-old Goldie's lap and tell her the story. Let her stroke my head. Let her dry my tears. And so I write this story because I needed to be my own witness, but I also needed to let other people know that it's okay. Whatever it is, it's okay to tell it. In fact, the secrets themselves are the bigger danger. And so if my story provides safe harbor for your ship to roll in, then I hope that you will welcome it. But if by chance, like me, you just need a witness, then I hope that you will decide that you too can be your own. And so the love you save is about being able to take a breath, see people and yourself in their appropriate context with their full agency, and decide that love is more complicated than sort of this binary choice, that you can love people who harm you, and people who harm you can love you. I had a great many people in my life who I don't believe meant me a moment of harm, but were caught up in how things were supposed to be, caught up in protecting us from larger dangers, whatever they were. But then there were a great number of people in my life who well did mean harm. This story is about not having that necessary layer of protection, even as a young girl. But somewhere along the line, I found it, that thing that made me want to breathe. I found that thing that made me want to sing, and sing I did. I found James Baldwin, I found Nikki Giovanni, I found Maya Angelou. I found voices of Black folk who had endured and who were, in fact, their own witnesses. And that began the march for me. The march for using the art of story to heal, to learn, to love. And so this book takes its title from a Michael Jackson song. And the lyric is, "The love you save might be your own." And so I'm thankful to my publisher and my editor, John Glenn at Hanover Square, my agent, Eve Adderman, who read that first essay and said, we should do something about this. I am thankful for the 30 days that she allowed for me to, I told her 30 days. She said, take as long as you want. I said 30, that I would write or scope out what I thought this book would look like. It took many shapes and turns along the way, but in the end, of all of the things I've put to paper, is the one thing that I am most proud. And that if I left here today, if I disappeared, that story, this story would leave enough of me behind to tell you why I am, who I am, and how I reimagined the world that I lived in. And so I thank you for allowing me this opportunity. And I hope that this book does the many things that it should, I think, towards helping the people to heal.